Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal. Thank you so much for watching this video. I thought it would be fun to just like jump right back into the YouTube thing with doing a little plant tour. I mean, who doesn't love houseplants? And if you're like me, you've probably accumulated a lot of houseplants over the last few months. So let's get into it. But first, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for your support. I took a little bit of a break from YouTube. Going from summer to autumn can sometimes bring a lot up for me, and so I took a bit of a break from posting to social media just to give myself the self-care that I needed and just to be okay with the fact that I'm probably not gonna see the sun for possibly the next 6 months. So anyways, let's talk about my houseplants. So I'm not a huge green thumb. My boyfriend is though. He's really great at keeping plants alive, and that is something I'm not super great at. But unfortunately, we live in a basement suite and we only have one window. I mean, we have more than one window, but we only have like one window that gets a lot of sunlight, and so we kind of cram all our plants in that one window, and some of them do better than others. The other thing with living in a basement suite is it gets pretty cold in the winter, and so I've been like turning the heat up, and our plants have been drying out really quickly. Unfortunately, the one window we have where all our plants sit is also above our heater. A lot of our plants are just looking a little worse for wear. And I know you guys are probably assuming that I would give you like care tips, but like honestly, I'm hanging by the seam of my pants when it comes to all these plants because we have so many of them, and I'm just trying to make sure they get enough water, you know? So let's start off with my favorite plant. Don't tell the others because I feel kind of bad saying this, but I want to start with my favorite plant. Ta-da! This is our peperonia. I probably said that wrong. I think it's peperomia. Anyways, another term for this plant is baby rubber plant, which is the cutest name ever. So this is what she looks like. She's super healthy. She has a couple of bamboo stakes in her because I'm trying to get her to stand up nice and tall. You know, we all have to have good posture. I just love her. We bought her probably at the beginning of the year, and she's been doing so good. And the next plant is this baby fern plant. I believe it's a foxtail fern. As you can see, it's very like fine little leaves, and it's doing super well too. I mean, look at it, it's just growing so big. And I find as far as ferns go, because ferns can be really hard sometimes to take care of, she's been really good. I do need to give her a little bit of water. I can tell right now that her soil's a little dry, but isn't she so pretty? Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay, let's move on. So the next plant is our polka dot plant. So this is a polka dot plant, and as you guys can see, it has this like pink kind of splotchy polka dot pattern. This is another one of my favorite plants just because the leaves are so different. It's just kind of uncommon, I feel like. Although I say that and I bought this at like a grocery store, so I don't know how uncommon they are. The only unfortunate thing is that she's kind of struggling right now because I let her soil dry out too much. Unfortunately, she sits right in the window right above the heater. We also had to trim her because she was getting super big. So I think she's just in like just a little bit of shock right now, but she's good. She'll come back. You'll come back, right? You'll come back. The next plant we have, I like literally have no idea what this is called. It's so tall. It reminds me of me actually. It's a tall girl too, you know? We've had this ever since it was like this big. It's grown so much in the last 6 months. I should probably repot it, but she good, I think. She good. And then this is a really cute pot that I bought. It's a little cat face. How adorable is that? So yeah, that's another plant. And if you guys know the name of this plant, I would love to know. Unfortunately, when I buy my plants, I take the little like care instructions and I just like throw them in the garbage, which is a terrible way to take care of plants because not only do I not know what this plant is called, but I'm not actually even sure really how to take care of it. I just try my best, you know? All right, so the next few plants we just got recently, and these are just some succulents. We want to do like a hanging terrarium type of thing. We just haven't got to that step yet. So we just left them in their little pots, which are super cute. And I'm not sure the name of these. This is definitely some kind of aloe plant, and this is just kind of like a very traditional succulent that you find in like every store that sells plants. And we also have this one as well that we just kind of put in a little cup to kind of, you know, just keep it looking cute. But again, this is just a really common little succulent. So the next plants are spider plants. So we had one spider plant that started to like sprout some babies, and I was really excited because I'm a very like proud plant mom. And so she sprouted some babies, and I took the babies, I rooted them, and then I replanted them. So we were left with these two. Super cute! Look how cute they are! Adorable. Also super adorable. But we also have a couple outside that are massive. I mean, as you guys can see, these plants are huge and they are sprouting so many babies. I do not know what to do, okay? Like, I'm the type of person that I'm like, well, if my plants are giving me babies, I should like root them and then replant them, but I don't have the space for all of these babies. I mean, there's probably like 100. So we're basically just drowning in spider plants right now. We also have another spider plant that you guys may recognize from my boyfriend's YouTube videos, because this spider plant lives in our kitchen. And so she is thriving. She's doing so well. I mean, look at her. So moving on, I just wanted to quickly shout out this plant right here that you guys can see in the background of my videos. It is actually a fake plant. I would love to say that this plant is real. My mom had this plant for many years and recently decided that she didn't really want it anymore. And Derek was like, that's a sweet fake plant. I want to bring it home. And I love it because it's really easy to move and I'm not worried about damaging it. Next up on our very big plants that I cannot move list is this elephant ear plant. So this elephant ear plant was a purchase that we made because we really wanted more of like a tropical plant, and originally we thought it would be really cool if it kind of sat on the ground. Unfortunately though, it just doesn't get enough light on the ground and it's grown a lot. It's kind of taking over the window, as you guys can see, with this like super large leaves, but it is so beautiful and it's such a great plant and it just makes everything feel more like alive in here. And it's kind of nice to have more of a tropical plant versus more of these like smaller house plants. So the next plant that we have inside the house is this palm that Derek bought many years ago from IKEA. He has had this palm forever and it's moved with him many times. We keep it in the corner with the tropical plant to kind of keep it company, but also so it gets good enough light. It just continues to grow and thrive. So the next plant I had to grab from the shower. This is actually a little fern and a little fern garden that Derek made this summer, and now that it's turned really cold outside, I brought it inside. We have a little kind of window sill thing going on in our shower, so she's loving it. She's actually grown a new little leaf, which I'm very proud about. So yeah, that is where she lives. The other plant that we have is this beautiful creeping Jenny. These are actually clippings that we took from an Airbnb that we were staying at, and we thought how cool would it be to take some clippings and put it outside here. But we ended up rooting it and actually just keeping it in this water terrarium. Obviously this isn't the most ideal situation for it, but I think it's doing okay, and eventually we do want to plant it. We also have a Pothos plant, which is probably a little over 2.5 feet long right now, and she just keeps growing. She is huge. She's really beautiful. We're trying to think of ways to have her propped up so she can grow and like hang really beautifully, but we haven't really figured that out yet. We also have this. This is a string of pearls. Derek made this beautiful like woven hanging basket for it quite a long time ago, like years ago. And it has outgrown it, but it's a bit difficult to like just take it all apart. So unfortunately, it's not the healthiest string of pearls that you'll ever see, but it sure is super beautiful to look at. And this actually lived in our shower for a really long time, but I think it was just not the right conditions for it. So we actually have it hanging in our window right now. And of course, I don't want to forget the plants that we have outside. We have obviously some gardens and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that but we do have some plants outside. We have a couple of herbs that are growing right now. We also have this purple plant that we kept outside in the summer and it kind of got munched by bugs and it's just not doing well. And then we also have a prayer plant. When we bought our prayer plant, we thought it was going to be awesome. We thought, oh my goodness, this is such an easy plant to take care of. But the prayer plant has actually been one of the most difficult plants that me and Derek have both tried to take care of, and so we're kind of just trying to figure out what to do with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learning more about the plants that I call my family. I have become a crazy plant lady in the last 6 to 8 months. It's sad that we only have one good window for light, because if we had more windows, our house would be a jungle by now. Hopefully it will be one day. So with that being said, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!